What is up, loud and proud crowd? I hope you guys are doing absolutely awesome this afternoon, this evening. Now, the guy that's coming over works on diesel stuff. It seems like pretty often, but it seems like most of the stuff that he works on, as far as I know, is more like heavy machinery type of stuff. Much as I know, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't talked to the guy in person yet. Like, I don't know him in a personal sense yet. But if you know anything about like Cummins and stuff like that, Cummins engines, they're in all different kinds of stuff. So, you know, he might not necessarily regularly work on a 12 valve second gen per se, but you know, he works around the diesel stuff a lot to where it's taken apart, putting back together, fixing stuff sort of thing, maintaining. So maybe he's not a second gen expert per se, like a light duty diesel truck mechanic in a garage every day, but he works with diesel engines and components and stuff like that, taking stuff apart, putting it back together, you know, that whole deal. So since we don't do that, and we have no problem owning up to the fact that we are not diesel mechanics, we were like, let's have somebody else that at least works on diesel engines in general a lot more than we do, and have them over to at least help us, guide us through some stuff, maybe point out some things that we might not notice or we might not think of. I had heard you guys down in the comments a handful of times saying, you know, if you're gonna do head studs, you gotta machine down the pedestals and stuff like that. I think is that the right word for that? I believe that's the term that people use. You gotta ground down the pedestals. There's some measurement that you're supposed to ground down the pedestals, ground down / machine perfectly flush. We have not done that on this truck yet, so I don't think we will be doing the head studs today, because if we do, I don't think they're going to be done properly. It's just one of those deals. And then also, for example, on my truck, the aftermarket valve covers that I have on my dually are, I think they're raised a ½ inch. They said specifically for installing head studs. However, according to ARP's, you know, work list, it says that you have to ground down the pedestals, whatever that measurement is. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to say it wrong, but whatever that measurement is, you have to ground it down, machine it, ground it, as in machine it perfectly flush to make that work. Now, I don't know if they're saying that because the threads won't reach, which is what you guys were saying, was like, well, if you don't do it, the threads won't reach, or if it was because you can't run your factory valve cover. So without having to buy another product, if you just want to use this product, you have to do that to make it work. So I don't know all the different specs, all the details, all the information on that. I mean, we'll look at this stuff when we get here, and we'll kind of try to figure it out. We'll see what we get done. We got delivery valves, 60-pound valve springs, head studs. We got some of the pusher intercooling stuff we could try to hook up. 4K governor spring. I don't know what all this guy is comfortable with doing on the truck or not, but you know, we'll find out when he gets here, and we'll kind of talk to him and, you know, see what we can do. We'll do what we can. If we can't do it today, then we just can't do it today, but we're gonna definitely try to get some things done.
And I worked out there, he told me that you couldn't run a V8 Caterpillar on alcohol.
Sounds like a challenge.
They run. They run.
Crazy looking?
Jesus criminy.
That's a lot of smoke. Just pictures, stuff. Guys pulling sleds.
That might be the one that block come apart just above the crankshaft and pitched everything out on a track. Of course, they always say, you know, the difference between the men and the boys is the price of their toys. So
yeah, that's about it.
Because I probably make as much money or more money than what a Teamster does. And I don't have to kiss somebody's butt to get it either, and pay $50 a month union dues, and all that does is make some guy up in an office drive big fancy cars and drink expensive whiskey and eat fancy meals.
Sounds like you've had time to form an opinion.
Yes, I have. As you could probably gather from my conversation, it's kind of
You may have had that conversation before.
yeah, and that's all from being involved.
How low are arms you talking about?
Well, I guess I'm gonna go home, guys. I got some things I want to do yet today, so.
You're on it.
Good seeing you, like always.
Oh yeah, good seeing you guys.
Yo guys, it's been a long day out in the shop. We're gonna wrap it up for the day. Got a lot of stuff still yet to do, but got a good dent in it, you know. Well, we're here with Dad and Jacob here, who is helping us out with the installs on stuff today. Kind of give you a little rundown on what we actually ended up doing.
The first thing we did was the governor spring. What'd you say, 4,000?
Yeah, 4K kit.
4K
kit.
way down
It's-
underneath in here.
Underneath there.
Pretty much directly below the AFC housing.
Yeah. That's actually pretty simple. Probably the easiest thing we've done today.
What made it even easier was I had to, because I forgot to put anti-seize on the injectors, we pulled them off, so we were just able to turn the engine to get that thing to basically show itself.
Pretty easily. From there, we went to the cover here. And obviously that's easy. You can see that's easy. But what's not easy is it relocates the fuel filter just enough out of the way that none of the lines reach. Doesn't sound like we accomplished much after talking.
We got stuff done though.
We got stuff
Yeah,
done. It's closer to the goal of plus or minus 600 horsepower.
Yeah, they'll be the judge of that when they hear
Yeah.
it through the video. They'll tell you
Right.
what it actually is, you know what I'm saying?
And then the one other thing that we failed to realize is the fact that we needed to have a special sockets for these delivery valves. So we have that coming, we have the heater grid coming, and then we have some rocker arms coming for this to be able to accommodate it. ARP head studs, yeah. I don't know what just happened there.
Kind of like
It happens.
OEM.
OEM, OEME.
We still got to reassemble stuff, but since we're not done with everything, and it's getting pretty late in the day, we're just gonna wrap things up. It's the 1 or 2 bolts. What was it? All the way at the back.
2 little bolts.
Two
yeah.
little bolts. Probably took half the time, I would say, just line it up, and that was due to having to reposition fuel filter and then a line, and then
Way
it was
back
just
in there.
not a lot of room to work. You know what I mean? And lighting, everything wasn't the greatest back in there, but it's right back there. What is that? It's the it's one of those hooks that you can use to hoist the engine out.
Yeah.
It's basically this.
And,
you know,
and that
back
bracket actually holds on a couple of the lines back there so that they don't vibrate all over the engine. It holds the lines up, and that's what was keeping us up. Because there was a bracket that's welded to the line, and it was just didn't line up right, so
there. Just enough.
just enough to be a pain.
So having freakishly long arms came in handy here to reach from underneath. And if you guys have never seen one of these things, talk about a slick little contraption. I don't know about you guys.
And it adjusts.
It
too.
adjusts.
You can see right there.
But that, you wouldn't think being 6'3" with freakishly long arms, this would come in handy, but bending over there and trying to get your arms up underneath and down and over and back, those couple inches made a difference, so.
Neighbor Andy came over and he's like, I'm gonna have to get me one of those. Beats the fight. He's like, you have no idea how many times I've tipped off a 5-gallon bucket trying to stand on that on the side of the truck. I'll try to leave a link to one of those in the description, as well as the topside creeper again.
So what's the next step?
What's the next step? I don't know. There's a lot of other stuff to talk about. Thank you, Jacob.
It's good stuff.
Well, on camera, he's like, man, it's like when you're talking about it on video, it sounds like you didn't do anything, but it was just time consuming, you know, especially like with this tappet cover, you know. For example, he had to take a razor blade because we didn't have like a gasket scraper sort of deal, I guess you could say. So he had to take a razor blade and by hand go all of the way around because he was trying to be very detailed about it. Went all the way around where the old gasket was and took a razor blade and slowly just scraped off every little bit of debris, anything that was uneven and that would interfere or have any chance of interfering with the gasket. The new one just made sure everything was perfectly flush and taken care of. Governor spring kit down there, that's all done. That was actually very easy to do. We also did install part of the pusher intercool system just to reach up to where the Mega Twin is going to actually hook up, and then we're going to bolt that down. It was just literally just the smallest step. It's so close, yet that's so far when it comes to having to properly thread and seat stuff. So it's just frustrating, but you know, they got it to work. Ended up working out okay. If you guys are interested in any of the stuff that we did install today, let me show you what we actually installed. Okay, here's the 3K, 4K kit from Diesel Auto Power. It comes with your options, so you can do either 3K gunner spring kit or the 4K. I will leave a link to this in the description below if you guys want to do a 3K or 4K kit on your truck. They both come in the same little package. You just kind of choose and use either a large and a medium spring, or large, medium, and small spring if you're going to do 4K kit. It's just kind of either way, so they give you the option for both. And the delivery valves we didn't install today, but that's because we didn't have the right tool. But that'll be here in just a couple of days, and we'll get that done. So a lot of stuff's on the way. Just when you think you're gonna do everything in one day, there's a lot of time that goes into it. You know, even with somebody that works on trucks, machinery, and stuff like that. I mean, it's still time. It's still time. It doesn't matter how many times you've done it. It's still time to actually go through and do everything. So. You can't change time. It's just one of those things. It's always going to take time. DEP is still also running their up to 14% off sale for 2 days. It ends February 19th. So if you guys are looking to save money on horsepower or performance mods for your diesel trucks, for Cummins, Powerstroke, Duramax, they have a variety of different things, but they specialize in 12 and 24 valve Cummins diesel stuff. Go check them out at dieselautopower.com, and you can save up to 14% off right now. When you get on their website, their stuff's normally got very good competitive prices already, and they're even better right now. So if you guys want to save, you got 2 days, only 2 days left to save up to 14% off on this sale. So if you guys want to be a part of that, get some stuff for your trucks and save some money right now, go check them out, dieselautopower.com. I will leave a link to their website in the description below for you guys to use. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you are new, join the team, join the family. I'm sure I missed some things that they did today that I didn't even remember to tell you, but I tried to give you the best that I could. Anyways, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Peace.